The New York peppermint.
Okay, so we defrosted the bird in the refrigerator, or you can defrost it in an ice chest covered with ice. Spend 3 days. Don't defrost your turkey just setting out on the cabinet. We removed all the contents of the giblets, the neck, out of the cavity of the bird. We washed the bird. We've trimmed off all the excess skin off of the top of the bird, under the neck, and in the cavity. I've already cut off one of the wings because you don't use this part of the wing.
It's distorted.
So you can use those extra parts if you want to use that to make a turkey stock, or use the meat for something else. Didn't clean this bird too good. There's still feathers in it.
Why aren't you starting?
Pause if you can. Some people debone their turkey from the front. I learned how to do it from the back, so that's how I'm going to do this today. You just take a deboning knife, any knife that you prefer, score it, cut the skin all the way down to the bone. And you take your knife and go work your way all the way down to the carcass and start cutting the meat away from the carcass. Be careful not to cut your fingers. Just cut away the part that they call the oyster. Right here is the joint where the thigh meets the carcass. Just keep cutting away the meat up towards the backbone. And there's a bone right here. Not sure what it's called. But you need to cut meat away from both sides of this bone. Underneath, separating all the meat from the bone. Cut as far down as you can so you feel bone and cartilage down there. And you're going to have to use force to break that bone at the joint. Discard. And we're working our way toward the drumstick. I mean the wing rather. Cutting the breast away from the rib cage. Just cut through the wing joint, separating it from the rest of the bird. Coming up on where the wishbone is at, removing the meat from the bone. Try to preserve as much meat as you can. We're going to cut through that joint between the thigh and the carcass. Cut through all this membrane. Be careful not to cut through any of the skin of the bird, because you need the skin when you're going to roll this turkey up. Right here is the white meat up around the wishbone area. I'm going to start working our way down the rib cage and the breastbone toward the breastbone of the bird. Just let your knife do the work. Here you can see the breastbone. I'm going to turn around and do the other side. You could probably pause yours. Okay, so we've done almost 2 complete sides. We're getting down to the breastbone again, where we're going to separate the carcass from all the meat, the legs and the thighs. And there's the carcass, breastbone. You can remove some of this meat if you want and throw it in your roast after the fact. So we have the entire bird without the carcass, the cavity. There's the both sides of the breast, or both breast halves. We're going to take this and we're going to split it in half right down the middle along where that breastbone was at. That's the 2 sides of the turkey. Wing, leg, thigh, breast, the tenderloin. I'm going to put half of this turkey in the refrigerator so it doesn't spoil or go bad while I work on the other half. Now that was the easy part. Now comes the tedious work. We have to remove the bone from the thigh, the leg, as well as all the tendons in the leg, and the wing. You want to take the wing, you want to prop it up either in your hand or in a tray somewhere. And this is the joint where it connected to the turkey. And you want to start cutting the meat away, going all the way to the bone. Trying not to get any of the cartilage in the mix. You want to cut it all the way down to the bone. And here you're just going to use a little force and you're just going to pull the bone through the skin. Got a little piece of meat here. We're going to cut that off and put it in our roll. And then you're just going to cut the skin away. Discard the bone. And we're going to start on the thigh the same way. We're going to start cutting. Just removing the dark meat off of the thigh. Trying to get the bone out. Working our way down to the joint between the thigh and the leg. Again, trying to not cut through cartilage. You don't want cartilage in your turkey roast if you can help it. We're going to do just like we did for the wing. Cut all the way down to the leg bone. And again, this is a young turkey. This is a 12-pound turkey, so this is a lot easier than a 20-pound turkey. And there you have the thigh and the leg bone. We need to remove all these tendons. So just take a knife. Start stripping the meat off of these tendons. And you're just going to have to feel, even if you can't see them, you can probably feel any tendons that you may have missed. Just going to remove the bone from it. Again, I'm just checking. This is the tenderloin, or the tenders, chicken finger, turkey finger, whatever you want to call it. Just kind of clean it up, taking off some of this membrane. Sometimes there's a tendon in here that you need to remove. I don't see it on this one. Okay, we're going to pause the video and we'll pick it up when we roll the turkey. I've already rolled one of our turkey roasts, and this is what I use. We use a Cajun injector, the Turkey Supreme flavor. I have one whole onion cut up, a red bell pepper, a whole bulb of garlic. Use half and half per side. One half of the onions and garlic for one half of the turkey, which is one roll, and the other half for the other side. We like Zatarain's Creole seasoning. I'm going to inject the meat with the Cajun injector and also use it as a marinade. I used to use liquid butter to make my own butter ball, if you will, but I found that the Cajun injector marinade works much better. We usually use a extra heavy duty foil. We didn't have it, so I just doubled up my foil because it needs to be really thick and tough. So here's the other half of the turkey. The breast, this is the tenderloin. That would be considered the tender or the chicken finger if you were to buy that a chicken finger at a restaurant in the store. This is the breast. We're going to make a pocket in the breast. Be careful not to cut through the skin. The skin is what's going to hold the roll together. You also have the pocket where the leg went through the skin. And I want this to lay flat, so I'm just going to take and cut the thinnest part of that so that my slab of meat lays out thin. Okay, so we're going to take our Cajun injector and we're going to inject the meat, slowly pushing the juice, the marinade into it while removing the needle as you go. And then we're going to use the rest of it just to coat the turkey inside and out. This is a Cajun injector marinade, by the way, so that we don't contaminate the rest of the jar. We're going to season liberally with whatever seasoning you like. That's the pocket we just cut. Put some more marinade in here. We're going to take our garlic. Again, if you prefer not to use garlic, it's totally up to your taste and your preferences. Some people I've heard of stuffing their turkey with sausage. There's our onion and bell pepper, nearly minced. half. I'm going to roll from my end to the far end of the foil. So I'm pointing the opening away from me, the cut edge away from me, and clean my hands up. I'm going to use the foil to get it going, all working together. Tightening up on the meat. Fold the ends in so that your foil rolls with you, and begin to roll the turkey like a jelly roll. Keeping a lot of tension on the meat itself. Now the seam at the end is on the bottom, so I'm going to take the end, pinch it off, and begin rolling it toward the meat, toward the center, until I get some resistance. I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing. And just tighten it up. There you have it.